go for it. All right, so thank you so much for taking some time to talk to me today. Obviously, as a high school senior, making that college decision can be really challenging. There's a lot of emails, a lot of things going on. So could you kind of just take me back to when you were a high school senior and you were trying to figure out, where you wanted to go to school? What kind of drew you to Springfield?
Yeah, one of the things for me that definitely drew me to Springfield was being a gymnast and being an athlete. And I knew they had a good reputation for that. In addition to that, they had the annual home show each year, and I would attend that every fall. And that was one of the biggest things that definitely led me to going and being interested in Springfield College for sure.
So, like growing up, did you just usually go to home show?
Yeah. Honestly, my earliest memory of going to home show was probably sixth grade, and I want to say I hadn't missed one since sixth grade, as far as I can remember. So it was always something that I looked forward to every year.
Yeah, that's awesome. And home show is obviously so cool. I remember, I think I went just about every year at Springfield. You guys do a great job with it. So, did you ever consider like going further away to school?
No, all the schools that I applied to were pretty local within Massachusetts. So going far away was never really something that crossed my mind. So yeah.
And so, is there a reason why most of the schools in Massachusetts? I'm just curious now.
Um, no, I just didn't really want to be far away. I knew
Yeah.
I think being close to home was something that was comforting. So I knew I didn't want to go too far away.
Mhm.
There were a couple schools a little bit more north that I looked at, like in New Hampshire and Maine, that I looked at but never applied to. So
So, what would you say are some of the perks to, being close to home? I know you had said that that was something that was important to you.
yeah, so definitely having family close by, a call away if I ever need something.
Hmm.
It's been nice to kind of just have that almost that safety blanket right there.
Yeah.
Um, Not that I would always use it, but if anything ever happened, they're only a phone call away rather than a plane ride away, which is always nice.
Right.
Um, in addition to that, if I ever wanted to go home or needed anything, it wasn't really a big to do. I could just, call and come home. So that was always something that was nice.
Cool. How far is the drive for you to go home?
It's only about 30 minutes, so it's close. It's not anything taxing.
Yeah, that's awesome. So I'd imagine, you had mentioned that you had been to the campus every year for home show and you're only like 30 minutes away. I'm gonna go out on a limb here and guess you've got some favorite local spots. Could you just kind of like, any places that really stand out, food wise, activity wise?
Definitely one spot. Obviously everyone said Rice's, but another one is
Nobody's
Crepes
from
Tea
Rice.
House. Crepes Tea House is a great spot. I don't know. I know me and my girlfriend would go there every year before we left school and kind of returned home. So that was kind of a tradition of ours. And then we'd occasionally go there, here and there throughout the year for a little treat.
Yeah.
But it's definitely one spot. Rice's is another one.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Cool. So what kind of advice would you give to someone who's kind of on the fence about whether they want to stay close to home or, maybe not, maybe they're looking at Springfield. What kind of advice would you give to someone who's kind of on the fence?
I would say kind of just think about how big of family is important to you, and do you want that freedom, or do you want kind of to be able to know that they can be there in an hour or 2 hours depending on how close you want to be to them.
Hmm.
That was one thing that kind of weighed in my mind is, do I want to have to do a whole planning on am I going home this weekend, am I not, or can I just kind of get home within a day or really quick. So that was do you want to have your parents kind of hanging over you all the time, or do you want to be able to have that freedom? So Springfield College was something that was like a happy medium for me, whereas they were a phone call away, but at the same time, they weren't probably just going to be popping up at my door at any time.
Right.
So that was always something that, kind of swayed my decision as well.
Cool. And just kind of last question for you here. I know you had already mentioned that home show was like a really big thing for you, and athletics obviously played a huge role. What would you say are a few of your favorite things about Springfield College?
One sec. All right, I'm back.
Okay. So yeah, just like what are a few of your like favorite like parts about Springfield, whether that's athletically or just kind of anything?
I think for some of my favorite things are obviously the program that I choose. So I'm a physical and health education major,
Hmm.
and being at Springfield and knowing the history of kind of that program has been something that I've really enjoyed about being a member of that program. In addition to that, a lot of the people that I've met a lot of my best friends at Springfield College, and they're people that I talk to every day. So meeting all those people have been some of the best memories of my life, which is why Springfield College has been so great.
Awesome. Is there anything else you want to kind of mention about, like literally anything that has to do with Springfield College, athletics, or like the decision to stay local? Anything that you want to say that I haven't given you the chance to say?
No, I don't think so. I don't know.
Okay, cool. All right, I'm gonna stop the recording then.